Hello, Kumar. Let's wait for few minutes. I think people are logging in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the community call. Still waiting for the contributor Ash to log in, and he said he's logging in. Let me present the view screen. Regarding on the 1.1 version updates, do you want me to like open up Kanban or what kind of?
I just want to use the slides we used yesterday.
Oh,
Wait a second. Let me find the link for you.
yeah.
Yeah, I sent you to the this one, and
Open it. Open it.
yeah, and scroll a little bit. Yeah,
Here.
a little bit more to the core service part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hello everyone, and finally, the Next.ID goes to the milestone of 1.1 version. And in this version, we want to introduce another two core part of the Next.ID ecosystem, which are CoreService and Creator Suite. Why we want to do the CoreService is because, as you know, at the very beginning, the Next.ID is designed to let every user host their own service on their own machine, such as a NAS on in each user's home, or the VPS, which is owned by user and hosted in the cloud by other third-party infrastructure provider. So for proof service, there already has an ability to let the user host their own proof service with Docker, and the same as the KV service and relation service. But there is we must consider that there is a difficulty for the normal users, for the less skilled user to host their instances and to enjoy the benefits Next.ID provides. So we must reduce the difficulty for each user to host their service. So here comes the core service. The core service is one service to rule them all, which means the core service itself is a Docker container-like thing, and the main function of core service is to help user to get a friendly web UI, and user can can bootstrap their own KV service or proof service with just a few clicks on a web UI, and all of the upgrade and backup and health monitor stuff are all can be done by the core service automatically. So to reduce the we hope by this we can reduce the difficulty for the normal user to join in the Next.ID user group, something like that. So if the core service is done, then it is already about 90% done, and will be released in version 1.1 very soon. And with the core service finish, we want to introduce another small function, which is VPS one-click deploy. For some VPS providers such as Linode and DigitalOcean and HelloCube, they have they have an ability which may be called one-click deploy, to let the user to let the developer, the software developer, to prepare a pre-built system image, and they can wrap this system image as a one-click button on a website. So if there is any user who is interested in this deploying this software by their own, they can directly click that button, and the VPS provider will create a virtual system under their account, and all of the user should do is to click that button and wait a second for deployment, and when it's ready, the user can visit the IP address of the new machine. So with the finishment, when the core service is finished, this will be possible, and we will do this one-click function as soon as possible. And here is the core service. Yeah, and another. And with the finish of core service, the user has the ability to host their own instances and truly hold their own data. With this, when we reach this milestone, which means there is another thing we can take into consideration, which is the unlock protocol, content unlock. That the difficulty of content unlock is where to store the unlock key and how to distribute the unlock key. In the past, the traditional way is to let a centralized service to judge if a user has the ability to get the unlock key and send the unlock key to the consumers, such as, well, Patreon or some service like that. And in the decentralized world, there are some products which can provide this key distribution function in a decentralized way. But we still think that the right to let the creators themselves hold the unlock key is critical, and it should not be compromised. The creators themselves should have the whole rights to deal with their own data. So with the finish of the core service, it becomes possible, which is why we want to do the creator suite part. And please scroll a little bit to the creator suite part. Scroll forward 2 or 3 pages, I guess. Okay, so basically the goal of the creator suite is to help the creator to distribute their content. Yeah, but without the loss of their content unlock keys control. And so basically the main function of the creator suite is to help the creators to upload their content they want to sell, and help them deal with the unlock or encrypt, decrypt stuff. And finally, if a user comes to the creator suite server and ask for a decrypt, the creator suite has the ability to judge if the end user, the consumer, has the ability to get the unlock key, and if they can, unlock the content for them. So here is creator suite, and for version 1.1, there are the major stuff we want to introduce. CoreService and create a suite. And another one small stuff, which is one-click VPS. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So this is about updates regarding on the version 1.1. And I see Ash already joined the call. If you may have some any questions, you can leave a comments on the chat room. I believe we will ship out this version at the end of this year. So it's a very critical move for the community. And we believe all loops of this product cycle is closed. So they'll enable users to use the whole services of from the beginning, proof service and also authentication, the user data is with auth service, and then use this CoreService to control all your like Dockers and containers services, and then use CRUD suit is like one user case to test if all of this works. So we are looking forward that they will fill in the gaps of this DID infrastructure actually, and to fulfill the needs of the users. And let's see how it goes. And then this is one part of this sharing. Also, now is the end of 2022, so we community has been discussing what's going on and what's going to be next year. So we have discussed that through one page, and I think let's still invite Mara to share the bullet points on that. I think it's a log docs progress. Yeah. Again, so Mark, could you please share some like major points, not like say it all, but some highlights you want to mention here. Our future roadmap from proof service.
Yeah, basically we have organized this document in the Kanban. So if you are interested in this, what we want to do pretty soon in 2023, you can just go to the Next.ID Kanban and take a look. Here, I want to introduce a little bit of the major concept we want to done in 2023. And for proof service, there is, well, first, there is not always not enough platforms we want to support. For the Web 2, we are considering the Reddit and the email, but there is some technical stuff we want to consider and take a deep look into for email, which I have commented on the site. So if you are interested in, please take a look at the comment I just made on the site. Yeah, and for the Web3 part, we want to take a deeper support for some specific service or chain, such as Flow and something others like that. And third one is which we want to do pretty soon is to make some clarification in the document of what we want to support. What's the standard of the platform we choose to support, which is pretty important for the community to join in and contribute their own implementation of some specific platform support. We don't want to reject anyone's contribution, because this is pretty sad for both of us. So well, we need to make some clarification, which although that is already in our minds for about a year, but we don't make it as a text and put it into a public space to let any other one to see. So yeah, this is the thing we want to do pretty soon. And for the number 2 part, since we have already got the headless browser function in proof service, which is contributed by the community. Huge shout out to the community. Yeah, you are the best. So we have the ability to consider to remove some well API we can be less relying on the specific platforms API, such as especially Twitter. Yeah. For now, the proof service Twitter API rely is pretty hard. So if the headless browser is implemented into the Twitter's verifying procedure, we can finally throw out the burden of supporting Twitter by the Twitter's official API, because the API is hard to hard to acquire and hard to maintain, and has some potential issues if Twitter if Twitter wants to limit or even cut our API's usage in the future. So with the headless browser, finally the freedom of for us to verify the tweet are possible. And the third one is the PKI, which means public key infrastructure. To say it more clearly, it is which we call a sub-key mechanism, which means well, in the Next.ID ecosystem, the avatar takes a really really important part of the Next.ID's whole product line. As you know, in the Web3 world, the private key is you, and you are the private key. So if the avatar's private key are lost, you just immediately lost the control of your whole Web3's identity system. So which we think is not very user-friendly. So here we want to introduce a mechanism to let you create a which called subkey. And the subkey has the limit privilege of your main avatar key. But there is but if the subkey is lost, you has the ability to issue another one, or just clarify the lost publicly, or something else. But only if your avatar private key is safe, the subkey is the loss of the subkey is well, considerable. Yeah, something like that. And for the fourth part, which is private binding, as you know, for now the proof service proofs are all public. and they are all, well, something like forced public. The users have no choice when they want to create a new proof relationship, which means if you want to use a proof service, you must publicly show your proof post and the relationship between the two accounts. But there are indeed many requests for the user to ask if they want to privately create a binding between the two accounts, which is, well, now in 2023, we want to take a deep look into this requirement. Yeah. And the fifth thing is blockchain EOA wallet onboarding. Well, although we are clarifying that the avatar should be different from your asset account, such as Ethereum wallet. But there are, well, actually, there are many Web3 products are mixing the identity account with the asset account, which is a, well, de facto fact, and we should take a look into this situation. So we want to take a step back and support the blockchain wallet as the user's avatar account, as the user's avatar private key, and users should make some make signature or make sign and verify action using their own blockchains account, such as, well, maybe like a MetaMask or Wallet Connect or something like that, to reduce the difficulty of the new user who wants to take an experience of the Next.ID ecosystem. And the sixth thing we want to do is self-recovery. Is something similar like the PKI the situation of PKI I just introduced before. And if your avatar or your subkey are, well, unfortunately lost, in you should have a ability to let's say rebind to a new avatar or a new subkey by providing some proof materials. How to provide this material and which material you should provide are under consideration, but it should be possible. Yes. And the seventh stuff is zero knowledge proof. Well, as you see, the ZK is very popular in the Web3 way, and I think the ZK should has some improvements in the Next.ID's proof service. So the zero knowledge proof will take a part into the proof service in the future. We want to take a look into this and the potential situation or scenario of how we should implement the zero knowledge proof. And finally, there is a lesser possible, but we should also take a look into is how the proof service can act as an oracle to the existed blockchains such as Ethereum. As you know, the blockchain world is is not a open world where at the outer sides the information in the outer side cannot be directly read in by the blockchain's contract. So there must be a bridge to connect the blockchain world to the outside, which is called the oracle. We want to think about the possibility of how to implement proof service as a oracle to the blockchain world. Yeah, and this is the stuff we want to do in proof service in 2023. And for the relation service part, and the first one, there should be more data sources, and the second one, we want to put more data into the relation service. The third one is, please scroll down a little bit, because there are too many trivial things. I can't just introduce them one by one. If you're interested in that, please take a look at the Next.ID roadmap, which is located in Docs in Progress. Yeah. Really scroll down a little bit, please. Yeah. And in 2023, we want to strengthen the graphs already stored into the relation service and let it become more usable and more valuable in graph mining way. So so to do more of something like data mining or graph mining stuff and produce more interesting and useful outputs, such as we maybe has the ability to do a stuff called node rank, which is inspired by the page rank provided by Google. The page rank is also based on a huge graph database to judge or to rank a web page score, how important this web page is in the internet world. And for our relation service, we also has the ability to judge or to rank a node, which means an identity. How is an identity important in the whole Web 2 plus Web 3 world, which we want to call it node rank, same as the page rank. Yeah. So, and for other stuff such as a user-friendly dashboard and a more functionally dashboard like Dune provided to the Web3 users. And finally, we still want to do some optimization of the graph database, since the database will become more and more huge in the future. Yeah. And well, for the core service and self-hosted service part, I just introduced before in version 1.1. So yeah, but there still has some future stuff we want to do in 2023, such as, well, as I just introduced, the core service will help the user to bootstrap their Next.ID ecosystems containers, such as proof service or KV service. But when the core service flow or the procedure is done, the core service has the ability to handle not only the Next.ID's container, but also other third parties containers services, such as well, let's say, for example, an IPFS node or an Ethernet node, or even some Web2 stuff like a blog and an SNS or something like Mastodon or something else. Yeah. And the core service has the ability to become an only interest the user want to use to the Web 2 plus Web 3 world in the future. And it is totally held by the user. All of the data and all of the privilege are held by the user, which is very important for us. Yeah. And please scroll down a little bit, please. And yeah, we also in 2023 we also want to take a look into the possibility of making core service as a P2P network. For now, the core service, if the user want to visit a core service website or interact with core service function, the user must provide the target machine's IP address or a domain name, which is not very user friendly, and it has a chance of being censored by the well, ISP provider or VPS provider or something else. So, well, the ultimate goal of core service is to make the core service itself as a P2P network, so that the user, when a user A want to interact with user B, the user A will not the user A should not get the user B's real IP address or domain name, but still user A can interact with user B by some, well, relaying nodes or a node discovery or some mechanism like that. So, but all of the things which are run behind the core service should not notice the existence of this P2P network. They are totally transparent to them. So, yeah, this is the ultimate goal we want to make in core service, to make it as a P2P network. Yeah. And finally, we want to make the core service run in as many infrastructures as possible. For example, your NAS, your NAS, or even your Raspberry Pi, it should be okay to run this. So we want to make it pretty tiny, let's say. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's the roadmap of roadmap of 2023. Yes. And again, if you are interested in this, and you can take a look into our Notion's docs in progress section. Okay.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark, to walking through all this. So it may seems a little bit technical and not very structural. Later, I think we are preparing the open docs. We are preparing a article to explain why we are doing all this and how it's going to fulfill the users' needs. So I believe we are in a internal review of that public article. I suppose it may be shipping out next week. It will be around the end of this year. So yeah. And looking forward to the new year, 2021. Let's see if any questions. Well, if not, thanks for attending the community call. So I've recovered for COVID-19, so this will be hosting regularly every biweekly, and let's catch up later. And I will record the video to Next.ID's YouTube page. You can go back to check that video if you feel missing any information. Yeah, again, welcome everyone, and thanks everyone to attending the call. Let's meet next week. And thanks, Mark. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.